Hello artists! Today I want you to make sure you watch this video before you start your project. There's a lot of little ins and outs that I want to make sure I go over with you today before you jump right into creating your yearbook. And first up, that's the fonts that you need to be using for this unit project. So you will have to go to this website here, 1001freefonts.com, and you can follow along with this video so you make sure you get it. Remember, there's only 3 fonts, and they are listed in the slide presentation: Comic Bubble, Rougher, and Myriad Pro. Those are the 3 we're looking for. So if you need to open up the slide presentation, you can. And all you have to do is in 1001 Free Fonts is you need to type in those fonts one by one. So I'm going to start with Comic Bubble and search for that. This is it here. You will hit the download button and then right click, open. There should be a file here that has a little teeny tiny A icon. Double click that, hit install. This won't pop up for you guys. It is for me because I already did it. All you'll do is wait till that downloads, till it turns green, and then you hit the X. Okay, so you'll do that for all 3. So Comic Bubble, Rougher, and then the other one, Myriad Pro, you should have in Photoshop. So you shouldn't have to download that one. So then you'll hit download. Again, you'll right click, find that little A file. If you have problems downloading these 2, let me know. And that's all you have to do. They should show up in Photoshop then. Okay? The next is the template. So I'm going to open up Photoshop. Again, I would open up Photoshop, follow along so you're opening up the right one. And you do need to open up the template that I've created. So you're going to go to Courses, Art, Computer Graphic Lessons, Templates, Yearbook Cover, and open that. Okay, I want to show you a couple of things about the layers and then we're going to save this. So first thing you're going to notice, you have a background layer and you have a margins layer. So the margins layer are there for you to see where the front and back cover is. Your design should extend all the way edge to edge. So literally whatever your graphics are, they can flow off the edges of this. Okay, this is the edge of the book. What the margins are for is I don't want any text outside of this. So no text should be outside of this little margin. Same thing here for your spine. Remember, this is your front, this is your back. All right, let's save this template in the cloud in your projects folder. Again, just put your name and put cover and then hit save. Okay, so now we're ready to get started. The next thing is we're going to add those 4 colors to your swatches panel. We need to open up the document. So you'll go to File, Open. It's in the computer, so Courses, Art, Computer Graphic Lessons, Cover Graphics. It's this file right here called Color Scheme, and open that. All right, so here's how we do this. I'm pulling this down so I can see it. I need to find the eyedropper tool. I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to click back on here. I'm going to open up. So now I'm on the template. Maybe I'll do it this way so it doesn't get confusing. On my template, I'm going to open up my swatches panel. And I'm going to click and hit that add button. That's the easiest way. And I'm going to call 80s yellow. Click OK. We come back here. Grab the eyedropper tool, click on the blue, click back over here, hit new, call that 80s blue, click OK, click back on this. You have to make sure you click back on the templates folder in between each color. Clicked on the purple, click back on my cover, click 80s purple, click OK, click back on my swatches, select the pink, click back on my template, add it, call it 80s pink. So now we have those all in there. We can go ahead and close this. Okay, so it's now in your swatches panel at the bottom. That will always be there every time you open this document. You can use any of those colors plus white, black, and gray. No other colors. Now you can use variations of these colors. So let's say I wanted to like a paler purple. I can load that, double click on it to the color picker, and I can just do like a lighter or darker, okay? But it has to be this shade of purple. Don't drag this. You cannot drag this at all because it's going to change the hue. It will actually change the nature of the purple. You can make it lighter, darker. This is fine. So if you need it for contrast reasons or variety, you can do that. But it must be those 3 colors. okay? Next, we're on to the image folder. So here's where all of the images are that you can drag and drop and manipulate and use in your project. So you go to, again, File, Open. It's in that same Cover Graphics folder that we found our swatches, and there's lots of different ones in here. You can use any of the ones that are in here. I'm going to open this one to show you something. So let's say I want to use this graphic. How do I get it on here? Well, I drag and drop. All right. If I want to change this, maybe I don't want it to be that purple, I want it to be the pink. If you want to change the colors, obviously you're going to have to select those. I'm holding down Shift to select all the different pieces. And then I want to fill them with that pink color, so I'm going to change my foreground to pink. And then you could either use the paint bucket, or what if I want to do the bottom one, that blue color? Okay, so again, you can use any of those colors or variations of those colors. Maybe I want a darker blue. I can do that. All right, so that's how you would tweak and change the colors of those graphics. All right. Next up is internet and using the internet for imagery. So remember, you cannot use images from the internet. So I can't go to the internet and just find an image and copy and place that on there. Oops. This is not okay. However, you can use these images to trace. So in other words, I can put this on here because if I want to, and then I would go through and trace it. I'm going to be really bad about this, guys. So I could use my shape tool, so maybe I would oops, hold on. I would have to do it on a new layer. And maybe I'm going to merge those together so you see what I'm doing. Let's say I would trace this with a brush tool or just use it to so I'm not doing it from scratch. This is terrible, you guys, but you're going to get the idea. So we're going to pretend I trace this. This is god-awful, but okay. But you would have to delete that file. Oops. When you're done. Oh my gosh, I'm ashamed. I'm an art teacher. I should hang my head. This is god-awful. I promise, guys, I can normally draw better than this. But you can use it. Hopefully yours would look much better. You use those shape tools however you need to. So you can do that. Okay? You can trace over an image. You just can't use the photograph as is. You also can't, this is you can't cheat. You can't do this. Like I'll show you. You can't just apply a filter. You can't just go filter, artistic filter gallery, and expect that to be okay. No, you didn't edit enough. You have to basically recreate it from scratch and delete that layer. All right? Last thing I'm going to leave you with, and then the time is yours to work. You have several days to work on this, is the rocket. If you are going to include a rocket in this, and you want to include a rocket in this, you must use our rocket. I don't want you using a different style rocket because it's not with the branding of the school. However, you can edit that rocket however you want. So if you are, the rocket is in here somewhere. There we go. So remember I told you in class, you can change it. I don't want it green, or I wouldn't suggest it being green because it doesn't fit in that color scheme. Again, you would just select your color and you can fill it. Okay, that's perfectly fine. You can also distort this thing. So if you want to warp it, so under your transform, if you want to go to warp, like let's say you want to make it curved or make it, I don't care. That is okay because it's based on our rocket. I just don't want you going to the internet and finding a totally different style rocket because it's not within the branding of the school. Okay? If you have any questions, make sure that you reach out and ask for assistance. Otherwise, I will come around quite frequently offering suggestions, tips, and good luck in the competition. Remember, this is for a free yearbook.